Well, I think it's. Well,
You can call
I
it
can't
dumb.
say what I want to say. Are we live yet?
Yes, we're live.
I don't think it's dumb.
But I liked your voice that you had going for it.
Well, thank you.
What?
Was that live? I don't care.
Who are you?
Waiting for you. That's who we are.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're
What are
doing
you
your marketing
waiting for? No, it's your show. I just told you I'd launch
It
it.
says
asked us
hosted
to be
by.
here. Yeah, hosted by, and whoever this guy is.
All right. We'll entertain each other. I'll be right there.
It's hosted
Oh,
by a young Ellen
gosh.
DeGeneres. Look at that.
See, you're the co-host.
Young hair dyed.
Oh, you guys got the same haircut. How adorable.
Insert.
You're
This better go.
supposed to do this before we start, Gerardi.
All right. Well, then fine. We'll just we'll get things rolling here.
What?
All right. Boom.
This will be the
Boom.
last time he asks us to
Boom.
come on.
This is it. You're never invited back.
This is how every show should be.
Welcome. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
3.
Do the clap. All right. Welcome everyone to AutoConverse on air, our live weekly broadcast. You are here either fully live with us and wondering what the heck's going on, or maybe you're catching the video replay or one of listening to us on the podcast. We are glad that you are here. I'm Ryan Gerardi with my co-host today, Chris Leslie. Where'd you go, dude? Where's Chris?
I'm over
I
here.
can't see you.
I'm in Las Vegas.
You got to turn on your video. There's the man. So we're here. We're goofing around, having a good time. I don't know why I did this, but I'm bringing some radio faces on today just to see. So you got a couple of wise guys. Axel's supposed to dial in.
Where's my bell? Ding ding.
Yeah. Did you ever find him? Is he gonna dial in at some point?
Who's that?
Your buddy Axel.
I think he's here.
I'm here.
He doesn't talk unless spoken to first.
He made it. All right. So what's going on? What do we got here today? CES just ended. The Detroit Auto Show is going on right now. Chicago Auto Show is in a couple of weeks. NADA is in a couple of weeks. Who's going to San Francisco?
I'm not going.
No?
No.
When's the last time you went to NADA?
Last year.
You did?
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're not going back because it's not in your backyard?
Correct.
But San Francisco, who doesn't want to go to San Francisco?
I mean, you're gonna get dodge human feces on the street, and
It's like stepping over.
no, it's a real problem up there.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I heard people complaining about it.
I mean, it's bad enough if you're complaining about dog poop, but then you have to start complaining about human poop. Like, that's just a whole nother level of problem. I don't want to deal with it. I'll be like, sorry, I've got to get off the phone. I'm in a human poop mind. Like, it's horrible. Anyways, San Francisco is a beautiful city, as I was saying.
It is, just not when you're walking the streets. I love San Francisco. I like Jeff Foxworthy's skit where he's pondering on why we are at the top of the food chain picking up dog poop. It's pretty funny. He's like, I don't understand why we have to walk around with these little bags behind our dogs and pick up their poop.
We don't. There's plenty of people who don't.
And yeah, there's plenty of people who don't. So that definitely changed my perspective on the whole matter.
Axel, are you going to San Francisco?
No, I am East Coast bound.
Okay. Is there an NADA like East Coast version?
Or Orlando. No, they haven't done Orlando. Orleans, Vegas, San Francisco. They've talked about doing it in Chicago, possibly in Boston, but it's never happened. I think it's been in Orlando.
I think so too.
I'm almost
Like
positive it
ago.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know who would know? Google.
All right. So there you go. It's been a great time, you guys. Great seeing you up here, even though we can't see Axel. So folks, sorry for all the casualness. Axel and
don't apologize.
Chris, we do about a podcast a month. We're supposed to do about 2 a month, but I think it's been a little while since we got one going. So I said, why don't we get up here and see what we can make out of a live video stream. So I know you guys tuned in yesterday to our voice search optimization. Axel, what'd you think about that session yesterday?
Irrelevant.
Why?
Are we using Slack to converse with each other?
Why do you think it was irrelevant?
Well, I'm putting some stuff in Slack that I think matters.
Okay. We'll just put the show on hold while we go check our Slack notes.
Okay, you can edit this out.
We don't. Yeah, it's irrelevant because it doesn't matter to a media business.
To a media business or to retail?
Immediate business. Sorry, I'll enunciate better.
Gotcha. Why do you say that though?
Are you doing voice search for your websites?
Well, we all use voice all the time. I'm always looking for information on the web through voice.
I just saw that guy walk past you.
Siri, who is that guy behind Ryan?
Did you see that?
Dude, you just triggered my phone. Come on.
You got to cover those windows, right? Oh, somebody just peeked in.
Did they?
They can peek.
Yes.
You ever watch like live news, like news channels, and everyone's like screaming at the camera because they know they're on national TV?
Are you on the first floor?
Yeah. No, they're floating. Second floor. They're just floating across.
Check off.
I don't know why I say it's irrelevant. If people, I know myself, and as I said yesterday, everyone I'm around, my kids, myself, we use voice to get information. Why would that not include, shopping?
Are you coding your websites for voice search?
So I think I kind of understand what Axel's saying, which is, you had a guy on yesterday who was from a company out in Chicago, and he was talking about, updating your schema to be able to for voice search and all that kind of stuff. And, it's a hard enough time getting dealers to update their website to have like generic schema or rich text or anything like that to begin with. So, you're going to have a few outliers like Gray, obviously, who wants to kind of, at least put him. I get what he was saying is like, at least do it and put yourself in there, because then you don't have to kind of worry about it. But is it important? I don't know. I just, what are you going to say? Like, it's hard to say without knowing exactly what the space looks like, but I don't know anybody who is searching for like best oil change near me using voice as much as they're searching like, I don't know, what's 14 times 32 or like sending text messages. I think voice is important. I think as an industry, we get to something fast. And I've seen this over and over again. We get to something fast. We try to implement it. It doesn't go very well. And then we all abandon it. And then years down the road, it starts to gain a little traction. And then everybody's like, yeah, we tried that years ago. It didn't work. It sucked, That's
how it was when websites came out. I was selling websites to dealers when a few hundred of them had tried and failed. And they were like, the internet's going to go away soon. And I tried having a website and it didn't help. So I don't need a website. And the ones that rejected that back then, this is like late 90s, early 2000s, the ones that rejected that back then, probably within the next 3 to 5 years, tried having a website again. But if they stuck with it at that time, it paid off. It paid off because you have that edge. If statistically 20+% of people now are using voice search in general, and that's expected to exceed 20% of searches now are done through voice, and that's going to exceed 50 this year, and is expected to exceed 70%, I think, by 2021. If we know that that's how people are going to perform more searches, then why would that not impact the shopping experience? Is it unsafe to assume that it would?
Well, I think. Okay. So nice.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's as important as some folks might think it is, because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like do a voice search and then just sit there and like, what are you expecting to get in return? Directions?
Well, I will say
I guess we
today-
don't know. I guess I don't really know what the solution is we're trying to solve with voice search. That's kind of where my hang up is I don't know what we're solving here.
Well,
Are
I
we
think what
trying to
came out
give people
yesterday,
addresses or
it's
what? Are we trying to give them like inventory and they're just going to, this dealer's got 300 Chevrolet Cruzes. Would you like me to read them? Yes. Number 1, 2019 Chevy Cruze LS. Like, and then just go through everything. What is the return? What's the intent? I guess.
well, I think that's the right question to ask is what is it we want to accomplish if people are searching for information on voice that we can provide?
Mhm.
So, the case scenario I brought up is if someone is shopping and let's say they're researching models, okay, they're high in the funnel, they don't know, they're early in the stages, and they're researching models. Are people going to use voice to gather that information? And if so, who can deliver that information? Is there an opportunity there for dealerships to get their content in front of those people? Axel, it sounds like what you're saying is you don't think people are doing that. There's not enough people doing that now. And so it's irrelevant now.
I just said irrelevant.
And then you just
Come
let
on,
us
man.
haggle at it.
Let's talk about something that actually does matter, more like chat, how people answer the phones, hours of operation even.
Particularly through voice search.
No, stop
Not
talking about voice search.
You want to talk about processes in car dealerships?
Yeah, because searching for a phone is different than searching for a car. Why are you distracted? Why are you looking around? Where are you going, Ryan?
I'm missing something.
Yeah, you are missing something.
A clue.
Well, if you want to talk about processes inside the dealership, I mean, there's platforms for that. I'm going to play the video that I like.
It's your show.
Yes. This is the kind of stuff that we like to cover. All right. This was the Bell Nexus Air taxi at, I got to switch my audio so you guys can hear it. At CES.
Future of transport with Bell. This is EFTM. This is a prototype of a future mode of transport from Bell. They're going to have a working version in 2020, hoping to take flight in 2025. This thing fits into the Uber Elevate concept, where you might go from an airport to a city centre and then take an Uber car within the city. It's an unbelievable display here at CES with both vertical and horizontal flight. This thing is mind-blowing. Inside, 4 passengers, 1 pilot. You probably wouldn't want it to be me, but in the future, most likely autonomous.
That's a future Uber taxi.
Did you notice he didn't fit in that back seat?
A little bit crammed, huh?
It's probably for insurance purposes.
Welcome to the future of transport.
That's pretty slick. Looks like it takes somebody's head off.
I'm body shaming.
Yeah. You body shaming.
So, Chris,
you and your thin privilege, get out of here.
That's fabulous. I'm glad we got that on air. Yes, I am a proponent and accept all thin privilege.
Oh man, life must be nice.
Let me tell you what it's like over here.
This is what our podcasts are like. It's like
it's
everyone's
breezy.
in a different place.
You feel a lot more wind when you have thin privilege. Cars are made for you, small and large.
Ooh.
It's fabulous. Underwear comes
more.
in all shapes and sizes.
Tell us about that.
I knew
Go
you were
on.
going to ask, Ryan.
That's why you brought it up. I just fell right into that, didn't I?
So to answer your question, I think we'll have to see what happens, but I think it's a little too early for most people to actually worry about it because you only have so much time and so much brain power to deal with things, and I just don't think voice search is at the top of it. But whatever.
Well, there you go.
That's me.
There you go. I disagree. I think if you can apply some things and get some data and see what people are doing and provide that information, then why not? whether it's at a dealership level or a third-party classifieds level or the OEM level. I think you got to figure that out.
So you're gonna modify your website then
for voice search? I think I am.
Yeah.
I think I started on that last.
Why not?
I think I started on that last night.
Yeah, I started on something else last night.
We don't want to know. So
I was waiting for your mama joke in there. Moving on.
All right. What do we got next?
You wanted to talk about some egg?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
No.
Axel, you didn't even read that, did you?
I saw the picture of it. Thought of your mom's ovaries.
But you didn't actually read the article.
No,
you didn't. Okay.
And I also don't hum that Baby Shark song.
Why did you have to bring that up? Chris, it took me all day to get that out of my head.
Now it's in everybody's head now.
Forever.
Forever. I don't really want to talk about the egg, but we all know what happened with it.
What happened with it?
I don't know. You tell us.
I don't know. It was pretty cool. So prior to the egg on Instagram, what's her face? Was it Kylie Jenner or somebody had the most liked Instagram post of all time?
Time out. Change your input.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does sound goofy.
This is why you don't do that thing that you were doing.
Yeah, I always have to switch it when I play audio. Better?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey.
All right. So prior to the egg post, the most liked Instagram post of all time was one of those Kardashian girls. It was like 17 or 18 million. So who did it? Somebody put together, it was Kylie Jenner, and that was the most fun. I'm going to share this on my screen here because you got to see the egg. And if you're on the podcast, you're going to have to come up with the live. You can actually just go to Instagram. So someone created the account World Record Egg, and the goal was to get the most likes of all time. And they did. And they're at over 46 million likes. Think about that.
World record egg.
Yeah. So think about this. You're sitting in a room. You're like, what can we do to get the most likes of all time on Instagram? Like, how do you come up with just an egg? And is that what did it? Is it because they called the account World Record Egg? Is it the photo?
No, there's a whole story to it. I don't remember what it is, but I mean, it's a dumb story, but it's there's a story to it. Did you not read the whole story?
I did.
All right.
I mean, I did. But I guess who thinks, okay, this might work, or maybe they've tried this numerous times and this is the one that actually worked. Anyway, I thought it was worth mentioning because, hey, now we have, this is our world record holder for most likes on Instagram.
Does this have anything to do with what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Speaking of Kardashians, how much does Ryan's hair look like Robert Kardashian's?
Oh, let's see a picture of him.
Google it. Voice search. Do whatever fancy thing you need to do.
I find your obsession to Google
Voice search
is intense.
Come on, it is spot on.
Okay. Robert Kardashian. How do you spell Kardashian? Oh, it's doing it for me.
There you go.
All right, let's see. Ding. Where is it? This guy?
Oh yeah, look at that. It's uncanny.
Oh, come on.
It's uncanny.
I think you're on to me, man. I think you are on to me. Hey, wait till you get gray hair. You're going to have to do the same thing.
I got some. Just can't see it because I got good lighting in here.
Yes. You shave it off. You shave it all off on the sides, right?
Yeah, like a
top long.
like a man.
Shave. I would call it something else. All right, good call. Who is this guy? Is this the
stop
rabbit hole?
Yeah.
All right.
What else do you want to talk about? So it's a brand new year. Welcome to the new year, everybody. Glad you made it.
Woo!
Yeah, we suck at this.
I'm saying, like, hey, I'll load it up and let's see what happens.
Yeah, Ryan's over there making lunch.
Well, how about those the eavesdropping earbuds? Eavesdropping earbuds. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, so basically all it was saying, so people are, I don't know, you talk about it. I'm not good at recapping.
I just thought it was funny. You can use the phone. You can use the phone. There's a feature on the iPhone that I didn't know about that boosts the volume so that people that are hard of hearing can have the earbuds in, and it'll boost the audio so they can. It's like a hearing aid. And so what they discovered is there's people using that feature to leave their phone somewhere so that they can basically eavesdrop on people's conversations, which I just thought that
Which in a sales environment is actually really good. I mean, how often could you have used that working when you were selling cars and, you were talking to somebody and you could just leave your phone behind, a husband and wife, and then, listen to what they're talking about after you got up to go to the desk or something. I mean, it's brilliant.
Now that I find relevant.
See?
Yeah.
Yes.
Axel, I think you should try that. You should leave your phone.
So in a way,
training
we
room.
used to do that. We used to put the office phone with the customers on speakerphone and then walk up to the sales manager's desk where we could dial in and listen to that particular phone.
Right. Yeah, same kind of idea.
Yeah.
I mean, to the smart sales folks, they're probably already doing that.
And it was unbeknownst to them.
Correct. Yeah. The only thing on the phone that, you had a red light that was on the phone that showed that it was on speaker.
And in some states that would be illegal, right?
No, because you're not recording it.
Right.
Oh, I like that. You're not recording it, so there's nothing illegal about it. Huh.
You're just snooping.
Basically, you basically got the place bugged. So you can bug anybody.
Just the phone. That's all.
You just can't trespass.
Yeah.
As long as you're not trespassing, it's okay to audio bug a room.
Yeah, you put up one sign that says
You
something
could be
about
on closed.
you're on video surveillance.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right, I'm fishing through here. So we use a Slack group. I think I shouldn't say
you should stay out of
you
there.
guys abuse.
I think you need to stay out of that.
I think you guys abuse the Slack group.
You threatened to turn us off.
Yeah, you did. So
No,
it had
I
to get worse.
I told Chris, you guys are my most prestigious source of entertainment. All day long, I just sit there and watch you guys go at it. Usually not to my advantage.
I put something in there about the CES since you wanted to
Where is that?
talk about.
Recently or or
I
or a
loaded
while
up the
The old Slack machine.
last two posts.
You got the Rockstar Car Biz Done Better.
Oh wait, I just put it
Vendor
under you, Gerardi.
Education, the vendor education workshop. Chris, did you look at the vendor education workshop?
A little bit. I don't know much about it though. This is the first time I've heard of it.
Axel, what about you? Did you catch that?
No.
So
And I just put my contribution up there now so that Chris can see it. And I think you just called me my name.
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I mean,
Don't say my name.
yeah, I mean, I would only refer to you as Axel,
Thank
only
you.
because it rhymes and sounds so much similar to another word I can't say online.
You can't? Is that part of the
No,
FCC? No?
you know, it's just
Okay.
things. Just
Oh, you're trying to keep it classy?
a little bit, This is about as low as I'll go. All right, the tech world still doesn't care about women. A sex toy designed for women by women was stripped of an award at CES after it was deemed indecent. Huh.
What award did it win?
It was stripped of an award.
I know, but what award did it win that it was stripped of?
Let me look. Nice reminder of how the tech world feels about women. CES, okay, blah, blah, blah. September 2018, DeCarlo submitted a product called the OSE for CES's Innovation Award, a personal massager that uses microbotics to mimic all of the sensations of a human mouth, tongue, and fingers. And
Is this what we've Is this what we're doing now?
I love your expression. Ryan said he wanted to talk about CES.
Well, why wouldn't we? I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on there.
Hey, if you got a recall that said that your vehicle was no longer keeping track of the remaining fuel below a quarter of a tank accurately, and that there was no software fix for it at this time, how irate should you be if it was purchased within the last year?
I'm pretty pissed.
I got snail mail. I got notification.
Is this on a Subaru?
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, it's my 18 Subaru Outback. No software fix at this time.
And it's what you said, it's leaking?
No. Is that what I said? No.
I thought I heard leaking.
No.
Still looking at the CES award. No, I got notification from Subaru that below a quarter tank that the vehicle is not recording the amount of remaining fuel accurately.
Oh, okay.
So is it the gauge or is it the actual like digital display?
It's the gauge and calculation of remaining miles,
on the display or whatever that it shows you. Okay, so if you get to a quarter tank and it says you have 160 miles, you drive 100 miles, it might still say you have 160 miles.
Something like that. Yeah.
I guess
people were running out of gas.
It's not a safety threat if you know that it's going to.
Oh, it's 100% safety.
That's not a safety threat, right?
I don't think so. If you know that it's going to be inaccurate below a quarter of a tank, then just go get gas.
What if you don't know though? I mean, you're assuming that people actually open direct mail.
Well, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to run out of gas
on the freeway.
And that doesn't sound like a safety issue.
It's a huge safety issue. If I told you, hey, Gerardi, you could be driving on the freeway with your kids, and at some point, I'm just going to cut the fuel line, and you're just going to stop. And it could be, won't know when. It could be 2 a.m. It could be in the Florida sun. It could be in the Detroit winters.
Are you ready for this?
It could be in a bad part of town.
This actually happened to me.
Okay.
We left, I live in Chicago. This was 2 Christmases ago, and me and my 2 sons left for Michigan. So we have to drive through Gary, Indiana. And I underestimated what little amount of gas I had. And I thought I could get through. And I literally ran out of gas on the turnpike, on the Skyway, where there's not a lot of exits, and right at the Gary exit. And here's how it works. It's all concrete walls, okay? And so the exit veers off, and it's buried. So I went into the almost like that triangle space from where the exit is, and that's where I was able to get the car to stop. Obviously, I couldn't walk the kids down the exit ramp because it's literally a corridor, and we're right there on the turnpike with cars flying by. That was a safety hazard.
Why does your brain get it? Ryan, why does your brain get in the way? Of course you know that it's a safety issue. You have a personal story.
But it was my fault.
It's not a safety issue, but let me tell you about this time I almost died on the freeway.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad. And if there's no fix for it, like normally they come out and they say, hey, there's a fix for it, like bring your car in. But to not have a fix for it, like I've heard about people's Honda's infotainment system or whatever Honda calls it, their in-car system, like just not working. And then Honda basically saying like, just some of them work, some of them don't work. That's it.
All right, Axel.
I'm sure every mod. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm just saying I'm sure every make has some of those issues.
Do you know how many cars were affected?
My wife's got a 2018 VW All-Track, and it so far has been bulletproof. And we got the VW instead of the Subaru because of so many people. Well, anyway,
do you know how many cars were affected?
Yeah, every 2018 Outback.
Ooh. I'm just wondering, like, it's
what the letter said.
That's
what it applies to. All 2018 Outbacks.
So if there's no fix for it, why are they telling you about it? I mean,
because you have
it's a safety issue.
You're right.
Do you think that the dealer you bought the car from should call everyone that they sold the cars to?
Interesting. I do know of a company that is contracted out to call on behalf of the manufacturer.
Really?
For whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't know this for Subaru's instance, but certainly for the Takata airbag instances. And yeah, I mean, Chris brought up a great point of, what if you don't open up direct mail? What if you just use it as kindling?
Sure.
So, not only do I think it's the dealer's responsibility? No, man, they need to call the prospects that they have in the CRM.
Yeah, and a lot of OEMs will give you manifest lists, of people who might be affected. I know GM gives us manifest lists of people who might be affected from a big, huge safety type recall. That we can call on and try to get them back in. Plus, I mean, those are good too, to get people back in for retention purposes in the drive. You know what I mean? Or like first service visit. So, I mean, it's an unfortunate reason to get them back in, but hey, get them to buy something. Then you got $1 CP on your records. Bada bing, bada boom. Count one for me. Bing, bing, bing.
Ring. Hit the gong. Hey, speaking of General Motors, did you hear about what they called their restructuring plan when they decided to cut about 15,000 jobs?
No,
it was code name. What's that, Ryan?
You said they labeled it, like they gave it a name.
Yeah, there was a code name Turbo.
Turbo.
That's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Like, hurry up, let's get this restructuring going.
Not sure. Maybe there's a couple inferences in there, but.
Well, I do see that GM is veering Cadillac, because they're going to start re-outfitting Cadillac to be more competitive with Tesla. I don't know if there's a code name for that. Chris, you're a GM guy, but you don't do any Cadillacs, do you?
No.
You are Chevy.
We do Buick, which might as well be like, I don't know, they're both old people brands.
Dude, Buick's a great brand, but man, their commercials are killing me. Their commercials are absolutely killing me.
Why?
That's not my Buick.
Is that what it is?
It's lame. They show a Buick and they show a couple or a group of people, and they make a comment about the Buick, positive or negative, and then they're like, that's not my Buick. And then they point to a new one. They're like, that's my Buick. Oh, like, what the heck? Who came up with this?
It does kind of seem like they phoned in that creative there.
I thought it was the same as the egg people.
They're like, we'll pull out a 6-foot sandwich and try to fit it in this Buick Encore. But what we really need is a Buick Envision. So we'll say, that's not my Buick, because you can't fit a 6-foot sandwich in a Buick Encore. But you could fit a 6-foot sandwich in a Buick Envision. That's a great idea, Ryan. Let's go.
And then they point to one on a billboard. That's not my Buick. That's not the one I'm talking about. That's the one. Then they show it on a billboard.
Future Buick.
There's some good commercials out there, but Buick doesn't have any.
How's that station wagon coming along?
Well, we have a couple at this store, and then we have a couple at my other store, and we've had them since they got sent to us, obviously. There hasn't been much interest into it, and I think it's because I haven't really marketed it.
That's true.
I think it's a great looking car. I really do. I wish it got a little bit more. I think if they pushed it a little bit more, people might be interested in it. I think the design of it is great. I like the idea of having the big, the big giant roof, see-through roof up top. And I've driven in it. It does suffer a little bit from some things, when you kind of look behind you, it's a bit hard to see because the way of the slope of the windows and the body, it kind of slopes up, kind of like how Camaro does in the back. So you get, smaller viewing space than probably what you need. But all in all, they're great cars.
So I like kind of like an extended Camaro. Is that what you're comparing it to?
Yeah, it's an extended Regal, I guess. That's really what it is. It's a Regal with a big butt and a hatchback.
You realize we've been on the air for like 45 minutes?
No.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about
necessarily.
Yeah. Here's my notes for today. Turbo GM restructuring plan. An egg becomes the most liked post on Instagram. Ryan's hair looks like Robert Kardashian. The
You
bell
should move that to
mentions-
the top.
Yeah, start with that.
Yeah.
I only have one piece of fan mail for today to read. It's
Okay, read
not
it.
pleasant, but whoever sent it in, well, I can't say who, but yeah, the only fan mail I have is, your life is so pathetic. I just ran a charity for $15K just to raise awareness for it. Sounds like something Sean Bradley would do.
hilarious.
I'm going to put that one on him.
Oh, you already brought.
Spot on.
Dang.
Uh,
You brought him up, didn't you?
He
Well,
did bring him up.
well, I
You
couldn't
have
help.
something that you want to say? Is that why or what?
Well, I know you guys saw what happened to his websites, right?
No,
Come on. I know you saw. Everybody
it-
saw.
I didn't see anything.
He
What's
attacks-
his is it SeanBradley.com?
Yeah, go to Sean. I don't know. Go to dealersynergy.com. He has him repointing to his Facebook page, Internet Sales 20 group, but he must have ticked off his web host because they put up this kind of placeholder and it was not pleasant. Like he didn't pay his bill and this and that and all these links, and I can only imagine what he has done. I don't keep up with him. I know he's got a Facebook group. And he blasts people on there.
I can attest that you don't keep up with him because it looks like dealersynergy.com is live.
He's got it back up. Well, good for him.
That's what she said.
Yeah. It's not that hard to get your stuff moved over. Well, you know where I stand. I think that his cyberbullying,
Call
I
him.
would call it cyberbullying, is should be. I don't think anyone should tolerate it. I think NADA should come out and stop endorsing him because he just doesn't represent what I don't know, professionalism's all about. I think he lost it. Something went off and he's lost that filter.
Moving on. So what else is new?
See, you don't want to touch it because you don't want him to come after you.
That's not it at all.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to talk about it because I don't have anything to say. I don't know anybody that's on either side of this argument. So I've got nothing to say.
Looks like
I only make fun of people that I know in person,
And you do it
kind of.
to their face or just through Slack?
Just through
Gerardi.
Damn teeth.
Mm.
So what else is new, everybody?
Mm.
What are you guys having problems with?
Nothing.
Let's
That's
talk
the end of the
on
show.
the couch. No, we just started. Stop
I
it.
know. I think you guys did an excellent job on your first hosting attempt.
Dude,
Oh,
we
thank
did not host this. If you told Chris and me to host this, Chris and I would have gotten together and
Yep.
prepared for it instead of having gotten the Slack update from you 13 minutes before showtime. Hey, if you want to check this out.
I beg to differ. I say every time we get together, I'm like, you guys run with it. I'll just be an innocent bystander. I mean, I can take a back seat.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna hook up with Leslie here.
I'll come back
Yeah.
next week and you guys can host it. I'll even stay off.
Oh
I'll
no,
just-
you
I'll just
can't stay
dial-
off because I'll be asking you questions.
Yeah.
I like that.
All
I
right,
like that.
next Monday.
Oh, hey, there's I got to send this over to you guys, but there's a new let me find it. A new thing that CDK put out for dealers that have CDK websites that basically puts in, if dealers don't already have it, it puts in it will add Google Analytics goals for them. I think it's 20 or it's a little bit less than 20 Google Analytics goals that are tied into the events that are on their websites. So the reason why this is important is because CDK is notorious for not being able to before it was very hard to add Google Tag Manager to a CDK website and then to tag up like different events that would happen, like form submits and all that kind of stuff. And with the new next gen websites that they came out with a couple years ago, that was a big focus of theirs. And so they had event like tracking basically that you could start doing on their website. Still kind of difficult because of the way the data layer is, but they came out with some different things that you can actually that they've provided custom dashboards that go right into your Google Analytics accounts, as well as all of these custom goals that have been built by CDK using the event triggers, just so it's CDK sites are weird. Like, their URL structure kind of sucks because sometimes you can be searching for a used car and be like fairwaychevy.com / vehicle search results / used, and you get your used inventory, or you could do pre-owned and it comes up with the same stuff. So it's kind of weird when it comes down to those types of tracking. So I'll give you
relevant. That is good.
If you have a CDK website.
You know how many dealers have CDK sites?
A lot of them.
Come on, man.
A lot more people have WordPress.
No, not dealer sites.
Yeah.
Why does everything come back
Bad.
to dealers?
Bad.
I don't understand why everything comes back to dealers.
Because
there's more going on in the world than car dealers.
I'm not going to talk about something I don't know about.
Like an egg?
But you know more than what goes on at a car dealer.
I actually do know what came first, by the way.
What?
The chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
One of them came first.
No, Ryan, the egg came first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Google knows. Trust me. Okay. I mean, I am definitively telling you it came first. I'm not going to talk about, yes, there are more WordPress websites in the world, but I'm not talking about anything outside of the US for now. Automotive industry.
Question on Google Tag Manager.
Mm-hmm.
If you've put your code, your pixels and all that stuff in Tag Manager, when you go to the site and view source, do you see those codes?
No.
So they're not.
You just see the container, because the container basically is what contains all of the little things that you're trying to. So you're using the data layer inside of the container, basically.
Were you going to hack the code, Ryan?
No, I
hacked the planet.
I guess there's a trust factor. If you install pixels in Tag Manager and take them off your website, how do you know they're firing?
Because you test it inside of Google Tag Manager. Any more brain busters?
No, I just did that for all the little people that didn't know.
Yeah, you can test it, and then there's a Google Chrome add-on that you can obviously add to your Chrome browser, and then as you're cruising through different sites or different pages on your site, you can see which tags are firing. Yeah,
that's right.
But CDK's been notorious when it comes
off.
to like form fills and
turned it off. He turned it off.
Well, you don't want it up there while you're like got your screen. I sharing my screen all the time. I don't want it up there all the time.
It's on your screen right now.
Tell me it ain't. Okay, so we're gonna get together again, and you guys are gonna own it and host it.
Okay.
I'm just when are we doing this? Next week?
Don't ask me right now.
Try it again.
Yeah, don't ask right now. Chris and I need to get together, come up with our agenda, and then we're gonna do to you what you do to us. Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
We're live. We were live like 10 minutes ago. Don't cut.
It used to happen when we did Refresh Friday. I'd say we're going live at this time, and then I'd launch it, and then Jeff would be like, "Wait, are we live? Are we recording?" And it was like this big mystery. And yes, if you're going on a live stream, you're going to be live, and it's going to be recorded. You just got to be ready for that.
Appreciate it. We're ready.
Yeah. All right. Well, for those still listening, where can we find you? Where can we see who's listening? We don't even know. For those that are still here, we're not going to apologize for today. This was meant to be just totally winging it and get up here. Like I said, we get together once or twice a month to do a podcast, and this is about what it's like. And then I get to do all the editing for it and make a nice little production, which I'll probably have to do with this one.
And there's a lot more F-bombs in the podcast too, but that most people don't hear.
Right.
Yeah.
I might just take this whole thing and just re-release it on Facebook, see what happens. Not that Axel would ever see it. I envy him for that.
I know, me too.
I know. How can you, do you think you could literally get out of Facebook? Like just forget it?
Yeah.
You do?
I think you can.
I've seriously thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Siri just kicked in.
I steer you.
Of course she doesn't understand.
The robots are listening. The robots are listening.
All right. Well, hey folks, if you like what you hear, go to autoconversion.net and look under shows and you will see AutoConverse on air. Sign up for the show. That'll send you lots of cool information and whatnot. around shows that we doing live and the podcast. If you're on Facebook, there's a recurring Facebook event. Subscribe to that. You'll get the show notes and updates on each episode. If you like podcasting, search for AutoConverse in your preferred podcast app. Look for the Axel sessions, and you'll get a little bit more of this once or twice a month delivered right to your phone. And with that, final words, Chris, Axel. Chris, your phone.
Keep it on.
Keep on keeping on. Axel, last words.
Make sure you've got more than a quarter tank of gas.
If you drive a Subaru or just smart. In general.
You, Ryan, you're the one that ran out of gas.
Yeah. You've never run out of gas?
Never run out of gas, pal.
You've never run out of gas. Chris?
In my lawnmower, yes.
Nope, never have. I don't think anyways.
See, I like to push things to the edge. I could say I've run out of gas a few times.
Have you?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Okay.
Happy hump day, everyone. And we'll see you same time, same place next week.
Yep.
See you wouldn't want to be you.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.